Hey everybody, I am here with DeKesha Williams, and we'll be talking about all the ways that she brings in new clients through webinars and workshops. I know that all of you out there do this all the time, and I have to be honest, I got a little bit of a taste of what she's going to share, and you are going to love it. So DeKesha, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, I am DeKesha Williams, the webinar strategist, webinar queen. I've been in business for over 15 years, helping entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants enroll clients consistently using webinars and workshops. It literally all started when I left corporate America. I usually tell people I went on leave of absence, which I did, August 24th, 2011. I went on leave of absence. I'm still on leave of absence, but I knew that I wanted to do something where I could be home with my kids. And so webinars was basically a place where I could create my own platform and don't wait for people to invite me to their stage.
Nice. I
And
love
so it was a moment of transformation. And so fast forward, here we are now, and we're helping others to utilize this methodology in their business.
Wonderful. So when you're coaching your clients to create this consistent lead flow through the webinars, how what's your best advice for the webinars themselves? Because I feel like this is a hit or miss with a lot of coaches and a lot of people in my audience.
So first and foremost, it starts here. And this is funny for me to say this because I am an action taker. When I started out in business, I would always fast forward past the mindset module and go straight to action, take action. But there's a quote that says, how is it say? It says, of course, I'm going to mess it up now. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at changes. And so what I would say is you have to initially change the way that you look at a webinar. And so one of the things that I tell people is that a webinar is an educational platform. That's the first thing that I need you to understand. You are educating your audience on why they need to work with you because you have the solution to the problem that they have. Everyone has a tendency to look at webinars as a sales. I mean, it is a sales mechanism. We are marketing, so we know that. But as the expert, when you are going to deliver your presentation. Now, this presentation can be delivered on a webinar. I use my same webinar presentation when I speak from the stage, the same one. Of course, we change a little bit, but it's pretty much the exact same premise. And so, what I like for people to understand is that you are solving a problem. Like you're solving a small problem where it makes them kind of lean in and say, oh, wait, this child, she knows exactly what it is she's talking about. And I tell people there are signs in your webinar when you know you're doing a good job. And the signs are when they're commenting in the chat box, oh, that's me. She's talking to me. Oh, I need that. Where do I sign up? That's how you know you're educating and you're not necessarily selling. Now, can you seed? Absolutely. But first and foremost, let's look at it from an educate. If someone asks you to get up and teach on storytelling or teach on how to be authentic in your marketing, that's a whole webinar
Mhm. Of
because you're educating. Now, of course, you're going to offer an opportunity to work with you at the end.
course.
Take it or leave it.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
how I look at it.
You will, I feel like you're going to speak to the people that need to hear what you have to say when you're doing all of that. The people that are ready to work with you, they're going to jump on that offer. But I'm sure
So,
you
yes,
have something
I'm
after the webinar for everybody else that didn't fit.
Yeah, and so one of the other things that I like to teach is the profit pyramid too. And it's all about education-based marketing. So the top 1 to 3% of your audience is always ready, willing, and able to buy. But there's 67% of the audience that they either didn't know you existed, they didn't realize that this was a problem that they had. They knew they had some pain, but they didn't realize that, oh, this is the actual problem, not the symptom. You know what I mean? So this is what's actually causing the symptom to happen. And so those are the people that the webinars work very well for, because you can put out an ad and get 1 to 3%. But when you do that webinar, you are nurturing your lead. I like to always say that people have to consume 7 hours of your content in order to build trust and connection with you. So have you ever if you've done webinars consistently in your business and you're like, this person gets on my webinar every time I do something, but they don't buy, those are the persons that you need to talk to because they're doing the touch points. So it's 7 hours, 11 touch points across 4 different platforms. So the webinar can be a source of multiple touch points. If you have your promotion sequence set up correctly, meaning that you're getting them excited about the webinar that's coming up. If you have the follow-up system after the webinar set up correctly, these are all touch points where you are staying top of mind. The webinar is really to eliminate the one-on-one conversations and having one-to-many conversations. There are several people out here doing sales calls and they got like 6 calls per day. Whereas you can take all of those individuals, invite them to one webinar a week
Oh,
and do the presentation one time.
I love that. I love
Right.
that. So when you're
Yes.
looking to create your webinar, what is like the number one rule for getting people to want to come?
Number one rule. Title. You have to be very clear in your title. I noticed that people are using like cute titles.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use me. I always love to use me when I'm talking about or giving examples. So last year we did a workshop every single month last year. And the title of the workshop was 10K Workshop. Sounds cute, right? Cute, right? As soon as we changed the name to how to enroll more clients into your signature offer, boom, ads took off, registrations took off, the show ups took off. Why? Because I spoke exactly to the problem that I'm going to help you solve. And what is that? How to get more clients in your signature program. Everybody wants what? More clients.
Mhm. It's
10K workshop sounds cool.
yeah. And it's funny that you say that because I recently did an experiment with this, especially after all of the information I absorbed from StoryBrand.
Hmm.
There are moments when I mean, I had a title that was Heart-Centered Marketing Architect, and it makes perfect sense to me, not to everybody else. Some people, it was a
Right.
nice conversation starter, and people are like, "Oh, I like that," but they didn't say, "How can I work with you?"
Hmm.
So as soon as I flipped that to just be so blunt about it and say, I'm a lead generation specialist. That one switch, I mean, from networking and getting nobody coming up and saying, it's good
Hmm.
that you do that. Now it's how can you grow my business? That the conversation
Absolutely.
changed completely. So 100% agree with that.
Yeah, because now they know exactly what it is that you do and how you can help them. And I don't have to kind of guess and think about what does that mean for me? So I think that is the number one thing that when you are building out your signature presentation, title is so, so very important. And I think we oftentimes glaze over it trying to get to the content in the presentation. But people are never going to get to the presentation if they can't pass the title.
That's very true. That's very true. I love that.
Yeah.
Cool. So when you're setting up your webinars and things, what does the enrollment process look like?
On the back end side, like meaning enrollment for clients.
So I guess like if they're on, yeah, if you're trying to enroll more clients in there, you're at the end of the webinar, you're doing your pitch. Is there any kind of enrollment rules as far as, what kind of offers you have or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, well, here's the thing. There's several different enrollment events or conversion events,
Mhm.
and I've done them all over the last 10, 12 years. We've done summits, we've done challenges, we've done just, the webinars, we've done workshops, 2-day workshops, 1-day workshops. And I tell people you have to choose the conversion event based on the price point of your offer.
Mm.
Webinars have a tendency to work very well with a low ticket offer.
Okay.
Anything up to like 9.97, especially if it's a cold audience. If you're looking at a warm audience, you can go higher. You can go 19.97, you can go 2.997, right? If it's a warm audience. But if
Okay.
you want to sell a high ticket 5, 10K offer, then you need to spend more time with them. 60 minutes is not enough time. 90 minutes is not necessarily enough time to get a 5 or 10K deal. And so, um, again, as you are building your audience, and I'm not talking about high influencers that are spending $100,000 a day, okay? Because they're getting X amount of people. I'm just talking about your everyday entrepreneur who are out here building their audiences, right? Because truth be told, the average attendance on a webinar is about 100 people. The average the average. And a lot of people, because again, there's so much noise online that we have a tendency to think that we're supposed to have 2,000, 3,000 people in these webinars. That's not average. That is not the average number. And again, I work with actual webinar companies. Like it was my client. So I know that these numbers are true. Like the average webinar is less than 100 people. Like, so give yourself grace and then pat yourself on the back if you get 50 to 100 people on your webinar. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Um, so based on your offer is going to determine which conversion event. So if you got a course, so if you got something that's less than 997, a webinar is going to be perfect for you. If you're selling anything over that, you want to look at maybe 2-day workshop, maybe live event, even a 5-day challenge or a 3-day challenge. I've seen a lot of people do, again, a 5-day challenge is 5 hours, sometimes 10 hours worth of content. And so what did I just say? People have to consume how many hours? 7 hours of content before they can make a decision of whether or not they want to work with you. So that's how we determine what methodology we're going to use for our clients.
I love it. That's really cool. Do you have any tools or anything that you're offering that help people kind of assess where they are with their webinars or with their
Yeah, so
marketing?
we actually have this gap assessment, right? And so we look at, I think it's 5 or 6 different areas of your business, and you rate yourself from 0 to 5. And then you can identify the gaps that are in your business and identify where you're losing clients. And so revenue is leaking out of your business by these gaps. And so once we identify the gaps, that's where we help you with the implementation piece. So yeah, I think the tool is super cool. It's eye-opening. It's not meant to hurt your feelings, but when we know better, we do better.
Exactly. We'll definitely include that link in the notes here so that people can sign up right away. I
Yes, yes.
I've had so much fun learning and talking to you, and anything else that you want to share with everybody?
Sure. So I tell everyone you don't have a knowledge problem, you have an execution problem. That's one of the reasons why we are promoting implementation. So if you know that you need to be implementing workshops, webinars, challenges, the time is now. So we have a whole team that will support you and implement for you. So that way all you have to do is show up and be the talent. How about that? All right. How about you just show up and be the talent? We'll do the rest of the work for you. So we'll make sure that we include the information for that as well. That's something that we're doing for the next 45 to 60 days because at the end of the day, I want to see more people actually executing. Idea plus implementation equals income.
Right.
That's it. Idea plus implementation equals income. So for the individuals that want to generate more income, let's get the implementing.
Yeah, we always say imperfect action is better than no action at all. You know,
There you go. There you go.
I love that. So if you guys want help with your webinars, if you want somebody, I know all of you want somebody on that back end, making sure everything is running smoothly, making sure that you are shining on your webinar, you have to call DeKesha.
Thank you. Thank you. And
Wonderful.
thank you for this opportunity as well.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I know we're going to do this again soon because we have so much more to talk about. And I will see you again later.
Take care.
Bye, guys.